Hi everyone, this will be weekly instant 343, and in fact it's not only not a prime, it's a power of 7. It's 7 to the third, 49 times 7. And it's also obviously a famous football formation: 3 defenders, 4 midfielders, and 3 attackers. Or soccer for viewers from the US. This is a 13 count, and in fact I'm a pretty strong believer in doubling here. And however, so simply, even though you have 3 hearts, obviously you're not strong enough for one no trump, and you have 4 spades, which you should show. And the fact that you have only 2 clubs is not that big of a deal. Like, except actually with Gib, it does sometimes get you into a bad spot because Gib really likes bidding 4 card minors. On the other hand, in this case, this didn't happen. I'm tempted to pass here because it's still a flatter hand than my partner expects, so my partner is allowed to bid. Wow, my partner would have been allowed to bid for her 4 hearts, but East-West are going for slam here. So East has 2 or 5, so probably 2 with the queen. It's very interesting. Well, I have to pass and lead a spade here, and hope that we get, well, maybe ace of spades, king of hearts, and one of these kings. Let's see. Okay, so my partner had the queen, but not the ace. And it looks like they might be able to get diamonds discarded on clubs. Well, maybe the way to play this is to play back a heart now. But then East can take with the ace and take my last heart. What if I try to make East rough? I mean, of course, if my partner has 6 hearts. If my partner has 6 hearts, that will be a problem, but otherwise I don't see how they're going down. So let's try this. My partner did have 6 hearts, but East didn't get a very useful discard. Just a diamond from dummy. I think East is playing all out for this club finesse. So, and unfortunately it's onside. So I should concede here, but what's the point in conceding? You never won a game by resigning, so you can never make a hand by conceding. I guess it's kind of close to average. No. I guess the point is if I don't double, then they might miss slam or something. Okay, some people bid 1 spade. Some people bid 4 spades over 4 hearts, which lands you in 500, but it's still not as bad as 980. Okay, I like the way I bid it, to be honest. So, and yeah, slam could be an issue here, but let's say ace of diamonds and the queen of spades. But even there, you need a bit of help. I mean, not help from your opponents, but like some extra stuff. Ace of diamonds and queen of spades is indeed there, but it is still indeed not called. I will. So on the last heart, I can discard something from dummy, but it still doesn't help because to enjoy these hearts, you would need to draw all trumps. Okay, I can cash 1 heart. If they're 4-0, then I have problems anyway. it didn't help though too much. So except for me sparing myself well, it's not really a guess, but sparing myself this agony of thinking about 4 zeros. Okay, if I play diamonds now, if West covers, I should duck maybe. Yeah, but there's no way I'm gonna take that finesse. Okay. Against humans this would work out great, but against robots chances are very slim. And in fact, even against humans, like if I had like a stiff king here or something, then that's one thing. But in this case, I'm missing ace, king, queen, so it's almost mathematically impossible for them to discard everything. It's also a bad one. Yeah, one heart, sure, why not? Yeah, exactly. This is the typical case. Actually, if you have a 5-3 fit and a 5-4 fit, a 5-4 fit is sometimes better because you have one more discard. So in this case, you would have 2 spade discards, so 2 discards on spades, and you can't see the card, so I will just move myself a bit. You would wait. What is this? Yes, you would get these 2 diamonds to go away. So and that would mean that yeah, you're only losing that club, but there's no way you know that up front. Okay, this is a 1-0 trump opener. It's actually quite routine. If you opened 1 club, 1 spade, then you don't have a rebid. So 1-0 trump is a good way of getting around that, and in fact, I think it's also just good bridge. 5-4-2-2s are balanced. So this is the jack of diamonds lead. Okay. So I have the club finesse to take and the heart finesse. Well, I guess the way this works is first I would take this in my hand. I would have liked to test clubs first. Oh wait, no, it's a 5 forfeit. Oh, I'm going crazy. Okay, so then just take the ace king. Although I should have started with the jack in case somebody wants to, if in case West wants to cover, but well, West wouldn't have covered because West didn't have the queen. And now just take the heart finesse. It's not gonna be some big score here, but okay, East discarded a heart, so I'm gonna assume that East had 5 originally. You wouldn't discard a heart from King Doubleton at this point, so King 4th originally. 8, 9, yeah, I don't see how I'm taking another trick. I mean another, like an extra trick compared to what I have now. I could have discarded that diamond instead, but as you can see, they kept it anyway. Like they had other winners anyway, so this was then a tiny bit better than 15. No, not even. Tough crowd. What can you say? 2 people somehow made 12 tricks. I guess if you, no. Heart, yes. Block the clubs. Not very nice, but okay. Cross with spades to take the last club. Okay. Is this actually a squeeze against West? Ah, no, it's a pseudo squeeze because East keep the could keep the Jack of Spades, but it's hard for West. Well, yeah, I should have tried this. I don't know exactly in which order I took my tricks, but this is a smart way of taking them. Normally, this would be the part where I'm complaining about people playing bad bridge, but getting one more trick. But this was good bridge. This cross with aces. I don't think I crossed with the ace. I think that might have been the issue. But on the other hand, uh, yeah, the thing was, yeah, you would take the ace of spades and then play the ace of hearts, and that would put West under pressure. And the way I played it, I'm still not quite sure. So I played the king, then ace king of clubs. That's fine. Two hard finesses, and now I can take all the clubs. Yeah, the thing is. Mhm. Okay, so somehow now West knew that discarding a spade was fine, but if I had taken the ace of spades before, then West wouldn't have known. That's a little bit weird, but okay. It's a 19 count, so I need to start with a double here. 19 count, and normally, like, let's say if East had passed here, I would have bid one on trump, and now I think I need to double. It's not ideal, I don't have spade support. But I do need to double, I think. And now my partner shows a really weak white hand with diamonds and spades. I think it's time to pass. Although, how bad can 3-0 trump be? Well, the bad part in 3-0 trump, if you imagine just some random dummy, is that you're not taking any tricks. So, like, let's say super optimistically, I take 4 diamond tricks from the top, plus the 2 aces is 6, jack of hearts maybe 7. Yeah, but it's always dangerous imagining these hands. Trying to imagine these hands and counting your tricks, but I don't know. Sorry, I need to pause this. I'll be back in a second. And I'm back. Hi. So I had about 10 minutes to think about this. I think I'm gonna pass. I think it's. I kind of showed 16 plus. On the other hand, I can get. I can probably keep East off lead because I did this double stop and I can duck once. Yeah, again, just thinking too much. Pass was my first thought. I'm gonna pass. I don't know. 3 diamonds looks like a very safe contract, and a 3-0 trump is probably speculative. And now this happens, and I still don't know if we're in the right contract. Well, on the other hand, yeah, I have only 3-0 trump. I would have 7 with the ace, with the spade is 8, right? So it's definitely not too far off. But that ship has sailed, so don't cry over spilled milk. I could not try to finesse against the jack on the way back. Doesn't really hurt. Okay, they set up my jack of hearts. That's nice. Now one way of doing this would be Ace King of Diamonds, Jack of Hearts, and even if the Jack of Diamonds is still out, then I will be able to enjoy these two diamonds here. Queen of Spades is a roughing finesse as well. Interesting. Huh. What? East had a lot of spades somehow? Okay. So I think all I can do now here is just draw all trumps because West has still 3. Discard the club on the spade and give up one more trick. 3 no trump probably would have made. I did have a bunch of points here. Yeah, people just made, whoever was in 3 no trump. I mean, except one made it. So I think it would have been a good idea, but I'm just bidding whatever I think is right. And in this case, I think it would be pretty a bit pushy, and it's just a close decision. It's one of the things that I realized recently. I mean, not recently, but a few years ago, is if you think your decision is borderline, then just don't fret about it, and don't fret over it, and just do whatever you want. Just pick one of the two and just do it. And I don't mean just like when in doubt bid game or something. That's a bit too much. Like when in doubt, just do one of the two things. Okay, my partner has long spades and wants to play slam. So I have 3 key cards, 0 or 3. And my partner asks about the queen, and 5 hearts would be yes. Okay, queen and king, so it's a heart of king, the king of hearts and the queen of spades. So that's, we do that too, and my partner just signs off. Okay, well, this is a little boring, honestly. It's not completely boring. What could happen here is, but that's in 7 only. Well, what could happen here is spades being 2-2. Sorry, spades not being 2-2, and me trying to rough a diamond. So okay, now the thing is, the only thing that can help in that case is roughing clubs high. I'm gonna rough with a 6, 7, 8 and so on because okay, I can't take one more. I miscounted my my trumps, my entries. So okay, there East does have Jack 3rd, which is nice. But in this case, if East has the last club, and I can rough clubs high. Yes, okay. Nice. So this should be a good result because I hope that most people don't go to this extent, to these extents to get this over trick. And in fact, I think I didn't put the contract in jeopardy at all. Okay, so because whenever East overups or whoever overups with the Jack of Spades, then I kind of have like a high cross rough or something close to it. I don't think I was taking risks. Well, yeah, the point being that then I can just rough the diamond with with a high spade in my hand, and I'm sure there was something tiny which I risked, but I think even in imps it would have been worth it. So it's something like 11 imps, 11 or 12 imps if you go down in a slam and the other table makes, but wait, I think it's 14, but it doesn't matter. The main point is that if you then um, this if you have a chance for an overtrick that you think is more than 1 in 15, then you should just go for it. And this is a mixed raise with 4 cards in hearts. I'm gonna accept it. I have a good feeling about this hand. It's probably a bit pushy, but I do have a sound opener pretty much, and good club values, which come after the opener, so that's always good. For example, because that means that those points are more valuable, and it also means that it makes roughing those values easier in dummy. And they missed a big spade fit here. 10 cards. It's pretty weird. So I guess West had 6 and East had 4. With 4 you should pretty much always raise there, but I guess East doesn't agree with that. Club to the ace. Ace of diamonds. They're just gonna take all these aces, then it's gonna be a short hand. Okay, don't think East has a lot of shape, because honestly, like, it looks like they missed a 6-4 spade fit. And that means that East must be like super flat. I wouldn't be surprised if West still has a club, and they do. So again, I'm just gonna go under this assumption that nobody has too much shape. Oh wow, okay. So the Queen of Diamonds comes down. So now I can just shift gears and play on diamonds. Yeah, I just take hearts in 3 rounds. I mean, again, they're not 3-0, and then just dummies high. Yeah, indeed, there was 6-4, and East has no reason not to raise there. This is a perfectly fine 3 spade bid. I mean, obviously it doesn't show too much, and you're in a 5 forfeit, so you always show your 5 forfeits. Is this 24? No, it's 22. Okay. Well, anyway, the same bid. 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 neutral. 3 clubs, 3 spades. 3 neutral. And I pass. And somehow I'm not only above 50, I'm like way above 50. 58.9. You can prove it. And in fact, yeah, okay, you can see it there as well. Okay, diamond lead. Yeah, my partner was hoping for a 3 heart reply, which didn't come. Okay, it's one of those hands in which you shouldn't really plan too much. Like, it's probably a waste of time planning. I can unblock this and maybe try to take the spade finesse, but I mean, it's just complete nonsense. But okay, the only thing I can do is hope for hearts to be 3-3. Ace king and a low. If that's the case, I would have 3 hearts, 3 clubs is 6. Plus, yeah, plus 1 diamond is 7. Wow. Okay. Well, be that as it may. Jack of hearts, okay. And okay, I'm not gonna overtake the Jack of diamonds, but I might as well take it. And then you kind of have a threat in dummy. Like you can play for that too, like just like a kind of like a, well, it's, menace means something else in bridge, but that's the gist of it. Okay, don't know what they're, okay, now they're gonna play a diamond, but okay. I was not looking, but this, isn't this the last spade? I think it's the last spade, so no. I don't know how you take more, and I don't know what else you want to do. Okay, somebody opens one club with 22. Somebody opens Donald Trump with 22. I mean, just guys, just count your points. You have 22. And if you think that can't bid over 2 clubs, that's one thing, but you're gonna be in the same spot. It's just that you underbid your hand. I mean, 20 to 21. You have 22. It's completely stupid. Sorry, but okay. This is a hand where I think I can risk a 2-spade overcall. They are 6 and they are a nice hand, and I do have some points outside, so I just want to play 2 spades. It's not like defense would be so easy with this hand, so okay. And we missed game, right? 1 club, 1 diamond, and 1 spade. But yeah, my partner didn't really know how exactly to bid this, and I can't really blame them. In fact, the club lead would have. No, it wouldn't have been awkward, but okay. And if they don't take the diamond, then I'm making an overtrick here. Well, I guess hearts could be 5-0, but now they can't be because I see a heart discard, so even at hearts being 5-0, then now their hearts were on like original 5-0. How did this score? It was score quite nice. Okay. Arsenal is a friend from Iceland, right? Anyway, friend from Iceland used to play bridge together, and now he's beating me in the weekly instant. Of course, he didn't know that this would be the weekly instant, but it is now. Yeah, yeah, it was a fun tournament. I think, and at the risk of sounding like a sore loser, which I am, I think this was really just a more or less unlucky, the whole thing. I mean, 6 hearts, double is fine. I mean, and even if you think double is not fine, then it's just completely random that this double now caused East and West to go to slam, and let's say 1 spade overcall, which other people made, or a pass didn't push them in slam. So it's usually the other way around. Like, if you bid more actively, they get dissuaded from bidding high. Unless it's some huge fit against huge fit, and then you don't know, and then you always just bid 1 more. Which, by the way, you should be aiming for. You should be happy when you're pushing them 1 level higher, not afraid. Like, whenever people say like, oh well, I was gonna bid 4 spades, but I was afraid they would find the slam or something. I was like, okay, but it means that they're just bidding a slam because they're forced to, kind of, by our bidding. You should be happy that you're forcing them into a country. Now, if it happens to make, that's one thing, but normally when they passed out 5 hearts or something, you should be happy if then they change their mind and bid 6. So it will work out, let's say 25% of the time, and that's a pity, but it's very hard for you to know if you're in the 25 now or in the 75. So yeah, anyway, Well, I had this challenged a few times because some people really underbid their hand a lot, and then I like to kind of, well, not overbid, but like just keep the bidding going because I prefer declaring to defending. And then they get into some ridiculous high contract that they make because they underbid their hand so bad. Anyway, it sounds like this is not about this hand, but it's also about this hand in this case. Like, it is unlucky, but you should all generally be happy. Um, Generally, you should be happy when this happens to you, like pushing them into a slam. Even though in this case, I didn't push them into anything. I just doubled once. I didn't even bid four spades. And yeah, of course the slam was completely called. Just checking. Okay. Okay. What else? Okay, how do you go back? Okay, it's something weird. Other tables? Yes. My table? Yes. Okay. Four space plus one. Was just ridiculous. Some people open one heart, and that's how they make one more trick. This 3-0 trump plus 2 was interesting because I think I could have taken my tricks in a different order, and that would have put some more pressure on West than the way I played it. Even though, honestly, not taking the ace of hearts, I mean, what's the big difference there? I don't know. West from the play, I mean, I let the 10 run and then then I play low to the queen. It's not like rocket science to figure out that I have ace queen jack, and your partner has king. Well, king fifth probably, right? Because well, could have king fourth, but it doesn't matter too much. And I guess Gib just thinks that five five card majors don't open one no trump. I think. Okay, this one is interesting from the bidding standpoint. I could have bid one more, I guess. Sorry, like 3-no trump, I guess. I wasn't quite convinced. Although maybe I could have said what I could have said here was, despite the description, maybe the way it works is that North would bid two spades with every minimum and three diamonds already shows a little something extra. If this is the case, I should have bid 3 on trump. I don't know if this is what they do. Six spades, not too much to say except that I went out of my way to get this over trick. I rough clubs high, which allowed me to not to rely on the jack of spades dropping early in the first or second round. Four hearts plus one. I'm not quite sure what happened here. He should have taken the spade, which is fine, but well, first of all, he should have raised, and over my four hearts, West should bid four spades, which looks like goes for lose two hearts and a diamond and a club, so maybe once down one. And if we're not paying attention, it could even make, although, well, it's not like we're not taking the first, the two hearts in the first two tricks, and after that it's pretty hard to imagine not. Huh? No, okay, I was thinking. Let's see if they. Okay, so the way it should work, a good defense would be. Okay, I can actually show you what I mean. It's a bit hard, but. Okay, so the way it would work is, let's say Jack of Hearts led Ace of Hearts, Queen of Hearts. I let it pass, and then they play a club through. And then defense is easy. If they don't play a club through, let's say they play a spade or something, then East could then draw trumps and play ace of diamonds and another. I cannot unblock the king because that just gives a whole trick, so I need to take the king. And after that, I need to play a club, right? And however, in this case, I can just exit with a low club. Anything other than the king works, because I do give up one trick, but there will be three tricks Oh, well, I actually said the whole hand was opposite because actually West would declare, but the main point is that there would still be three clubs in West hand, and in fact by that time I will have even counted out the hand, 6 2 2 3 in that order. But yeah, it wouldn't have been comfortable. So the easiest way is ace of clubs, ace of hearts, queen of hearts, club through. Of course, a club lead, trick one also works. 3-note down two. I mean, apparently 90% of BBO doesn't know how to count, and I mean, it's not exactly news, but yeah, they just opened 2-note trump with 22 or even one club. And yeah, I can't say I'm a big fan of that. I mean, Gib does actually bid pretty well once you tell them what's your point range and that you're balanced with that point range. I trust Gib, honestly. I think Gib just does a pretty good job, and even these 1-0 trump structures that they have are pretty good. So okay, this two spade. The play itself was routine. They forgot to take their ace of diamonds, but I think it would have been a good result anyway. And otherwise, yeah. Oh wow. I don't know what this is. Two spades and then three hearts, four hearts. But yeah, you can just bid your spades the first round of bidding, and that usually works. Very few people did. I guess almost nobody. I guess some people doubled or something. Wow. Okay, first of all, North is a one heart overcall. Like, let's just get this out of the way. You have a decent hand with a good 5 card heart suit. Just bid it. It's pretty simple. After that, actually, the bidding would have been much easier. One diamond, one heart, double. And now I can decide on what I want to do. Probably first show the hearts and then bid on. But just I don't get it. Pass first. No, okay. So I get that North passes. I mean, it's definitely not horrible to pass with that hand. I just don't like it. But like then after that to balance, I mean that must be a lot more dangerous than bidding one heart the first round. So if you're gonna pass the first round, I think you have a pass in round three as well. Like it's just this is what I don't understand when people are saying like, oh, one heart is dangerous. Yeah, sure, but after like bidding two hearts, 2 rounds later, when both opponents have a good idea what their partners have, it must be much more dangerous. So I never understood this logic of oh, let's pass first and see the developments. Yeah, just don't. I mean, the developments. You can stop the developments by bidding now, and most people have much less grasp of what negative doubles mean and what free bids mean and what qubits mean than what like one diamond, one heart, one on trump. Almost everybody at the club will have some check back or something. But after one diamond, double, one spade, then they don't know what's going on. I mean, it's okay. Honestly, even I don't know what's going on because it's just hard. It's just a much harder situation. Even though it's just a simple one level overcall, you can often get them completely confused and off balance and everything. And psychologically, it's more annoying playing against somebody who keeps on bidding. And yeah, it's just it happens like one hand out of 100, like one hand a month or whatever that they actually punish you like one heart double -4. It's very rare. It's hard to get there, and it's also hard to know if you're there or not. So it's always overcall on the one level, whatever your hand is. Okay, not whatever your hand is, but definitely do it, and don't make weird balancing beds later. This was Robson's bid. Robson and Segal. Um, sorry, I said bid book. And it was simply the main message was in quick, out quick, and get your hand off your chest. So if I want to say from north, oh, I have this hand with hearts. What should I do? Should I wait now 3 rounds and then maybe like transfer or like show it somehow? Or should I just bid it now? Like you just bid one heart and then like pass as many times as it takes. Like just pass, 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 pass. And then your partner will understand, okay, well, my partner has hearts and probably not too many points because otherwise it would have gone hearts, double, 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 or hearts, double, pass, pass. And it's very simple. Always act first. Or kind of like that's the chess books. Move first, think later. So it's the same here. Act first, think later. Very easy. And of course, the main advantage of bidding is when you find a fit. It helps a lot. Like you just one heart, one spade, 3 hearts, and it's like, what are they doing? They don't even know. We could have 12 points together. We could have 22 points together, and they just don't know. So it's super annoying, very effective. Definitely do it. And the same goes for South here. I mean, okay, this is actually my friend from Iceland who passed like twice, but at least he passed twice because he didn't want to bid the spades. Like you can do that as well, but in this case, I think it's yeah, easier. Just bid your hand. I have an opening hand with 6 spades, which you have. Of course, not every 6 spade suit is created equal, but this one definitely qualifies. Missing only the ace and the 10. And in fact, in this case, your partner even brings you the 10. So it's a very routine bid. 2 spades. I'm out. It's up to you, partner. In this case, my partner doesn't know that I have literally no wastage in diamonds. So pass 2 spades, that's perfectly fine. But we got into a very good spot. Okay, and so with that long, pointless lecture, I'm out, and we'll see you around.